a carpet full of flowers, and not any two of them are the same. So they're hand weaved by very skillful weavers with cotton, silk, wool, some precious material, and they're all facing one direction, right? So they're meant to, they're directional, meant to be viewed on one direction, a long carpet. What can we get from this carpet right here? Well, one thing I want to bring it to your attention is this floral. Well, first of all, the symmetrical. Not just the flowers, right, in each of the sections is symmetrical, but also the carpet itself is symmetrical. So symmetrical, it's very popular. It's the majority of the carpets of the Persian, of the Mughal style carpet is symmetrical. So it's because it's meant to be decoration. It's a style that Mughal court created. But the flowers, they are not all from local. In fact, many of them are not. And where do they get the picture, or where do they know there's this kind of flower so that they can learn how to draw, how to weave? What's with the floral patterning, the floral representation on this carpet? Well, for that, I want to bring your attention to another cross-cultural connections right there. That is actually it's a trend that's going on in Europe, and the Mughal Empire adopted that illustrated of plants. Well, in Europe, it's popular to make this illustrated herbal books, illustrated herbal manuscripts. This is, just recently a exhibition on these illustrated books that were used and created across Europe. This manuscripts right here, this website from the Morgan Library and Museum, and if we go back to this carpet, we then get a better sense of what's going on here. The inclusion of the sprays of different flowers was largely inspired by that circulation of the European herbal illustrations, circulated not just within Europe, but again through the trade route, right? The trade route, the illustrated book describing the medicinal uses of plants and medicinal herbal use of plants in India, for example. And it's a trade route, it's an exchange between different cultures that help this medicinal illustrated book spread across the world and arrived, in this case, in South Asia, in the Mughal court. In the Mughal court, we see a innovative version of the illustrated book, if you like, right? Here in a different form, and this form is on a carpet. So the patterning of the floral representation makes itself a evidence of the world, amplification of the much wider scope of cross-regional, cross-cultural connections and influence. And maybe that's a prelude, right? As with maybe that's a prelude of globalism, and that's why we call it early modern period. And this prelude, this cross-cultural connections and communications, I think this vein runs through many of the artworks that we've discussed and we'll be discussing in this module.